rough draft. Would you rather? I have asked many people over the last month, would you rather lose your voice forever or lose your legs? Some of the answers. My son. I guess my voice because without my legs I couldn't skateboard. Most friends. My voice because nowadays we can communicate so well by text, email, and social media. Me. My voice because everyone would feel my loving presence. They'd pet me like a dog or a cat, snuggle me, never be put off by what I say. My mother. I'd rather lose my legs. Truth. When she said that in her feeble, airy voice, my heart cried. We were in Central Park walking that day, my sister and sister-in-law having such good talks about people in Ukraine, Taiwan, my sister a history major, sister-in-law many things, and Taiwanese. We got Mommy up out of her wheelchair for as many steps as possible, then rested on the bench to watch teenage girls dance into the tunnel on the brassy strains of saxophone. Then we whirled in front of the steps, the Met, to hear a beautiful young singer crooning, "I love you, baby," as we circled home, crossing over the bridle path, looking at our old apartment building, a moment I've loved since childhood, seeing the beacon of home through the branches at the end of a New York day's adventure, and here with my mother and sister, I felt the pang of love and loss, joy and sadness so severely in my chest. I asked, would you rather lose your voice or your legs for the rest of your life? We picked up family members along the way, and each one, watching the walkers, runners, and cyclists, answered jovially, they'd rather lose their voice than their legs. I waited. Then I leaned into my mother. What about you, Mommy? Keep my voice, she said. Truth. That evening, she fell in the kitchen on her walker. No one's fault. And yesterday when I visited her, I put my ear right up to her mouth. Her voice, now a whisper. Oh, please speak to me again. I used to call my mother a sphinx because she cleverly spoke her truth in riddles. I've grown to, as Sally Wainwright said, read between the lines with most people. Listen, my voice is my truth. It always has been. I take back what I said, as strong and healthy as my legs make me feel. As far as they've carried me, I'd sacrifice them to keep my voice. When my children remember me, they will remember my speaking to them, calling their names, laughing and singing, expressing my truth unabashed without thinking. The truth of how deeply I care for them and trust them and love them through and through. I know this is true because I already miss my mother's voice. I loved her voice when she sang, "Wild Thing, You Make My Heart Sing." With the radio in summer, I thought for sure she wrote that song. I hear my father's voice too, in dreams, clear as a bell. Hello, Boo-Boo. I copied his walk, his incredible swish, but I know for sure, our voices speak volumes. Our voices change things. Our voices are more powerful than all the quips, blogs, articles, emails, whatever. And another thing, when I'm on stage and I hear people singing with me, I feel loved, free. I feel home free. So I'd rather not be a pet after all. I'd rather take my chances and keep my voice. We are lucky enough to still be here. And I realize people do focus on the negative. Sometimes malicious, sometimes involuntary, and often unconscious things our parents say, have said. Of course, as a parent, I'd like to rip my throat out when I hear a mean thing I've said to my children. But all in all, Would you rather lose your voice or your legs? Where did you get your voice? Where does it come from? Mine comes from the truth I heard, in spite of the riddles. Wild thing, you make my heart sing.